Hello and welcome to this Enlisted video, and today we're looking at the KoKo rifle, which is the newest Battle Pass weapon. And I only have one question about this weapon, and that question is, why? Why does this weapon exist? We'll just jump into a game immediately and start using this gun and comparing it with the Fedorov Rifle 1912. I've tried to make this video a few times, but I keep just rambling about my thoughts in the menu, and that's kind of boring. So let's get some gameplay behind those thoughts, right? Alright, so I only have 3 copies of this KoKo rifle at the moment. I'll get a 4th one soon when I finish the Battle Pass, but I think 3 is good enough to get a gist of this weapon. But I mainly wanted to talk about why this weapon was even released, and we'll get into that. So, in the timeline, in the last update before this one, the last major update, I believe it was at the same time, Soviets got a lot of buffs in the BR changes and stuff, but they also got buffs at BR2 because the Fedorov rifle and the Uragan were introduced, I think at the same time. I'm pretty sure I remember it that way. And the problem, I think, is that the Fedorov rifle sticks out way too much as a semi-auto with very high damage, much like the Lu rifle. I believe that these two rifles for semi-autos in Tier 2 are big power creep. If you look at stuff like the Hay rifle, or the Armaguerra, or the M1 carbine, they're very well balanced as semi-autos at BR2 with the bolt actions in mind still, right? Like, at this kind of range, I'm limited on putting down soldiers, but in CQC, is where these semi-autos really shine. Not my accuracy though. But basically my point is that the stuff like the M1 carbine and the Hay rifle are not as reliable at wiping out entire squads, although they are stronger at that than things like bolt actions, but they are limited by the magazine capacity and the damage. Now, the KoKo rifle and the Fedorov rifle are only limited, as well as the Lu rifle, by their magazine size, not by their damage. So they are reliably able to deal with, when you hit the target, soldiers with the Vitality perk. Now that's massive. That is insane power creep that kind of goes against the philosophy of balancing semi-autos versus bolt actions in BR2, before the semi-autos get 10-round magazines and become very powerful in BR3, right? It's kind of the playground for bolt actions to exist is BR1 and BR2. So the Fedorov rifle kind of went completely against that. I mean, look at that. I can take out those 3 soldiers that quickly. Now, that doesn't happen reliably, but it's very powerful, right? So then, anyway, right, we have these weapons that come from the Battle Pass. And we get the KoKo rifle, a patch after the Fedorov was already introduced into the game. So what's the point of the KoKo rifle? Really? Why does it even exist? Wouldn't it have made more sense for the developers to release the Battle Pass with the KoKo rifle before the Fedorov existed, and then everybody that's playing Soviets can use this cool KoKo rifle with 15.3 damage for a bit of time, but you're only limited to 3 or 4, so it's a really cool, unique thing. You can kind of test if that's balanced, which I mean, I guess this still kind of fair, even though this is power creep. It's not actually unfair. I mean, is it though, right? But then you release the Fedorov rifle after, and then if people liked the KoKo rifle, they can fill their whole army with a weapon that's basically the same thing, right? And it's just really confusing that we're not getting, unique things from the Battle Pass anymore. What is this guy doing? If we look at the previous Battle Passes, and just from my memory, the first one that sticks out to me is the PPSH-45, which, what is the point of that? Even after they lowered it to BR4, it's just a weaker PPSH-41. Well, actually, I guess after the change of lowering it to BR4, it has more of a purpose, but on release, it didn't have a purpose. It's just a differently looking PPSH-41 with the drum mag, but worse. So, I didn't really bother using it. What's the point? It's just a copy-paste of another gun, but it's weaker, so why would I use that if it's not offering something novel or more power in some way, right? So we had PPSH-45, we had the Solothurn, which is actually nice. It gave Germany faction a semi-auto anti-tank rifle. It was at BR2, and it has its hard limitations where you have to prone or bipod it, which is fine. It would have been cool if Germany actually just got a semi-auto anti-tank rifle, since Japan and Soviets have one as well now, both are BR1. The Solothurn is also now BR1, which is nice. You know, like that's probably the best one, I think. If that's something novel, that's something unique for Axis, as opposed to using like the Stern Pistol, the GRB, or the very awful PZBs. Those things are just dreadful. Anyway, what else did we have? We had the PPSH-45, the Solothurn. We had the Winchester shotgun. Now, they added a Winchester shotgun to a faction that already has like 3 shotguns. They have the Browning, they had the trench gun Winchester, and they had the Ithaca. So, well, I mean, like, what's the point of the Winchester 1887 or whichever one it was they added? Like, yeah, it's cool. It's the Terminator flick around like shotgun, which isn't a real thing. You can't do that anyway. But like, what's the point of these Battle Pass weapons? They don't offer anything unique anymore, and they don't like. Do you get what I'm saying? In previous Battle Passes, we had things like the RPK 1943, which is actually this gun. I'll go ahead and use it, right? This is a machine gun for the Soviets with only 15 rounds, but it doesn't really play like a machine gun. I mean, yes, you can bipod it and shoot down like a whole squad, but it mainly kind of plays like an assault rifle or like just a full power rifle, right? But that's really unique at BR2, and it offers a very unique gameplay and like a reason to actually use this thing, as opposed to like using the Madsen. Now that was before the Madsen got buffed. I would say now if you do want like a machine gun, the Madsen is probably better for this role. But you know, I still use the RPK because it is unique. It is offering like something different than what I would get in the tech tree, and it's also like not incredibly weak, so it's, you know, it's actually nice to use. Oh, unlike my aim, holy moly. Oh, here we go, Fedorov rifle again. 1. Miss. Dude, this guy's owning me. Hello, like, can you stop? Please don't kill my soldiers. You gotta be f***ing me. You guys ever seen a fumble this bad? But yeah, so like, I've tried to make this video in the past. Dude, how are these soldiers so tanky? And the KoKo rifle is like nice. It is slightly different to the Federal rifle, but in reality, okay. In reality, it's not really offering like anything new or unique or like something more powerful with like maybe a drawback or something. Like, just looking back at previous battle passes when we had stuff like the RMN-50, which is like a mortar grenade launcher with a long reload that, like, that's just cool, and it's something unique, and it's decently powerful, so there's like a point to using it, right? But not with the KoKo rifle. Other Battle Pass weapons like the Kurtz offering like an assault rifle in the rifleman class with 10 damage with the burst fire in the past, so now it's just like a really controllable assault rifle. And it's just, the Battle Passes recently have been pretty weak. I'm not amazed by the soldier types we're getting. Like, we're getting an Assaulter 3 again. Yippee! That's completely useless to me. I'm not using an Assaulter 3. Like, Assaulter 4 exists. Assaulter 2s even, I would say, could be better than Assaulter 3. Like, it's just not worth using those guys. We got the Rifleman 3 for America. That's pretty nice, actually. That's really good. So, like, that's nice, but, you know, that helps you grind squads, but it's not like a new Battle Pass content. I mean, it is, but it's not. Let's see if we can take this tank out. But yeah, I feel like the Battle Pass weapons could just be more interesting. They could offer something new, something unique, and like, I know that the devs have added a lot of things to the game at this point, and like, I understand a lot of potential weapons and prototypes are already in the game. The pool for things that existed, that were prototypes that you could reasonably add, is getting smaller and smaller as time goes on. But we could also just add like variants of things, or like, instead of the PPSH-45 and the KoKo rifle, why didn't we get the suppressed PPSH-41? That is something entirely unique that offers something different to the PPSH-41. Now, it is still similar, but I think a suppressor is enough to justify like a new weapon. Dude, these guys peeking are crazy. I want to use the KoKo rifle, please. Stop murdering me. Now, I do actually like the sights on the KoKo rifle better than the Fedorov rifle. even though my accuracy would say otherwise. It's my first game of the day. But it doesn't really excite me, you know? I haven't been like logging in and being excited about these battle passes to quickly grind and play and unlock something cool. Especially with the removal of the gold order shop. I just feel like that was such a bad idea. Why not? Why does it not exist anymore? Why can I not get the cool weapons that I actually wanted? Why are they gone? Like, I could have grabbed something like the BSA Thompson, which is just a 20-round Thompson at BR2. That was cool, at least before the M1A1 Thompson existed. But, you know, I could have grabbed a Kurtz rifle, or I could grab an RMN50, or an RPK, like just cool things that I actually wanted to unlock. I could have grabbed something like the Lati Soloranta. I don't remember how you say it. It's the Axis BR2S LMG. It's really good. Like, but I can't get that anymore because they removed the gold order shop and replaced it with these like, you get what is this? Like you get 4 copies of this weapon that already exist in the tech tree. Like, what is the point of that? How do you guys feel about it? Is it just me? Oh, am I just absolutely crybabying over nothing? I just feel like the Battle Pass content could be a lot more exciting than what it is. And I don't necessarily think it's like... I'm not like calling the devs out or anything. I just think that they could maybe put a bit more focus and time into it and maybe plan out some more exciting weapons that actually get us invested into playing and unlocking them. Oh, there's a rally point right there in the grass. Oh, I don't have an explosion pack or anything for this tank. What is bro doing? Why are we lying down? Oh. Oh. Dude, it's a shame we can't steal tanks from the enemy team. Like, wouldn't that be cool? What? Wow. Nice. I'd also love to know, like, what are your guys' favorite Battle Pass weapons? Are the ones that I've been critiquing, like the Winchester, the PPS H45, the Fedorov, like, are they actually, like, cool to you? Or do you prefer the other ones like I prefer, like having the RMN50 the Gewehr Kurtz and, like, those kind of things? The RPK, the cool weapons. I really would like to know. I also, like, would you guys prefer that we got the gold order shop back with 4 tickets per Battle Pass season? Because it's not like, I don't think it's completely unreasonable that if we're giving out 4 Battle Pass weapons right now, surely we can give out 4 gold order tickets and bring the gold order shop back. I know that it might seem a bit scummy to some players since there was the whole like FOMO of like, spend your tickets now, spend your gold now, we're taking the shop away, which might have forced people to buy something they didn't necessarily want to buy at the time, which, you know, you could see as like a negative for bringing back the gold order shop, but you know, like, why can't we just have nice things? Looks like I need to get a rally back up for this objective. Confrontation proving difficult as always. It's not too easy to finish out a game. They're actually capping back on us. This is a drastic tragedy if they do get this. Did I not like spawn on a rally point? Yeah, they really can't capture this. This will be very bad. Hopefully my medics get there pretty quick. They should be quick. They are the fastest soldiers in the game. There's no one better for the job. Let's get a swap off here. Let's get in here and start killing people. These guys are climbing up. We've taken care of them. Put my soldiers in here. Okay, so we got this objective back under control. Hopefully we can get another spawn in this game where we can use the Fedorov. Or the KoKo rifle. I'm already calling it the Fedorov. That doesn't really point out like how pointless this weapon is. Even if I do like it, like after using it a bit, I've grown to appreciate it a little bit, but it's still, I still think my point like mostly stands. Do they have a rally point over here? I've got an AP mine. I think now my squad order broke, but I did also command them to play the objective, so they shouldn't actually follow me out here. They've all just been killed by one guy anyway. I need to go back to the zone. That's annoying. As always, people are just standing around the objective instead of actually playing it. Here we go, KoKo rifle time. Alright, capture the zone. Who are we shooting at here? Oh, there's a bunch of soldiers over here. Dude, my aim is so bad. What am I shooting at? I don't know. Help. Still somebody up here. I think they're still in this roof again. Wouldn't be surprised. Let's throw a grenade up there. Park our soldiers here. Yep, he had to panic and run down. My soldier beat him. Oh. Huh? We ripped the space-time continuum to send back the Germans. That's completely fine. That's a normal, like, Russian war story. We punched the guy so hard he ripped apart at the fabric of reality. Actually, like, pretty good here. I'm getting some big hits. Downing a lot of soldiers, I have to finish them off. But just the drawback at the range of the semi-autos. Like, it's nice, they still have a drawback. Even though there is the power creep happening, they do still have the drawback. What is bro doing? Let's just run out into the street and lie down. Now, somebody explained to me how the confrontation mode is still dog water, and, like, we are capturing the objectives, but the tickets are still really close. And what's likely going to happen is they capture this next one back and they have a ticket lead. And then we run out of tickets and then they run out of tickets. And even though we were winning the whole game, it comes down to the absolute wire. Maybe we can just capture this next objective just to make sure that we don't lose. Yeah, you should have peeked from the other window, bro. Peek in the same place again, never do that. In a game where people can one-shot you, you don't peek the same angle twice. That's just a big mistake. Actually not sure where best to get a rally up here. Honestly, maybe just this is good enough. Probably. 80 meters away. It's not like the worst rally point ever. My squad of semi-autos are going off. What is this? What if we did something funny where we just put an AP mine down here? Hello. I've somehow got to get my soldiers across this absolute field of death into this objective. This is going to be an absolute nightmare to capture. Yeah, they got so many soldiers in here already. Plenty of them in this room actually. If we cook a grenade, we can get maybe like 6 kills. Watch this. I didn't get it inside the room. We still got 3 kills, but I didn't actually get the grenade in the room. That's an absolute tragedy. Bring my soldiers in here. Yeah, this is the power of the semi-autos. When you get into close range combat, you can really rapidly put down a lot of soldiers like that. Okay, okay. Big pressure in the zone. That's the last enemy soldier. Bro is sticking up out of his tank, that's funny. Peek. What is that? Okay, let's use our last KoKo rifle soldier here. I might just die doing this, but it's worth it to break the tank. Hello. I need to finish this guy off on the floor. Okay, we won. Nice. So, I mean, honestly, the KoKo rifle did fine here, but like, so would have the Federal rifle, and the time that I was shooting the Federal rifle, it was the same thing. So, again, just why does this weapon exist? Hopefully that's not too negative. I don't think it's too negative. I think we can agree to, by the way, 20,000 silver reward. Let's go. That was my, I think, 420th day reward. We've nearly got that 4th KoKo rifle. But anyway, that was just my video on the KoKo rifle. I'll probably do more videos like this in the future, just showing off the new Battle Pass and event items. But, like, if they are as unexciting and uninspiring as the KoKo rifle, maybe I won't. Anyway, if you enjoyed that video, I would appreciate if you left a like. It helps out. Also, I've launched my membership program, I guess. If you would like to support me directly monetarily, absolutely no need to, just only if you feel like it. I've set it as quite a cheap option, and there's also a more expensive option if you want an extra bonus. Only do it if you absolutely want to. I'm not like asking or like saying people need to do that. I'm still gonna make the videos. It's just there to support me if you feel like it. If you feel like I deserve it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.